Hello, everybody. Welcome to Youth Connect. I'm Aiden.
I'm Kevin.
Hi, I'm Joshua.
Hi, I'm Nibras.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to our Youth Connect. Hello, everybody. I hope that you're excited for another episode of Youth Connect. For those that are new to this show, Youth Connect is a news, interest, entertainment show that was created during the pandemic for the community, by the community. We are all youth broadcasters who want to get our own podcast, play music, want to go into acting, and even broadcasting work. I know it's going to be a show that you are going to love. Obviously, you met my other co-hosts. We have Jeffrey, Joshua, Nibras, and even Kevin. And before any of them, I have to start off with gaming news to wrap it up. So, the first thing on Youth Connect is the Spotlight Game of the Week. Now, what is the Spotlight Game of the Week? Well, basically, it's a game that I am going to shine the light on, either recent or an old classic, and today's game is a combo of both. Today's game is going to scramble your brain, and today's game of the week is called the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. So the Stanley Parable is a first-person adventure game. When a simple-minded individual named Stanley discovers that the co-workers in his office have mysteriously vanished, he sets off to find answers. You will play as Stanley, but you will also not play as Stanley. You will make your choice, and you will have your choices taken from you. The game will end, or sometimes it won't. Contradiction follows contradiction. The rules of how games should work are broken, and then broken again. You are not here to win the Stanley Parable. Stanley Parable is a game that plays you. Now, this game is known, an award-winning game, a classic among PC games, where you're playing as a character named Stanley, a person who doesn't know where all of his co-workers have went, and you are listening to a narrator that is discussing his story. But you don't need to follow the rules. This game is entirely a choose-your-own-adventure kind of game. A game that makes you have to use your brain, really have to solve puzzles. Sometimes you can follow the narrator, or sometimes you can go on your own path, whatever you may choose. The game is so interesting. And recently, they have created a Ultra Deluxe mode. And you might be thinking, oh, it can't be that interesting, but it is. It's a complete revamp of textures, added at least 12 new endings, a whole bucket load apparently of secrets to be found. This game has it all. And you know what? I like a psychological kind of game because it makes me think. It makes me think, does everything have to be one way, or can I change my own story? That's what Stanley Parable is about. It's a game that plays, but sometimes it plays you. It's a really weird game. And you know me, guys. I love weird games. It makes it unique and makes it fun to enjoy. So if you want your brain to be scrambled, I recommend that you check out the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. It's on all consoles, guys, including PC. So if you want to check it out and get your brain weird, trust you me, you'll love this game. But anyways, next up is Kevin, and Kevin has with us some all-important news.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another edition of Youth Connect with me, Kevin Aruja. So let's look at the headlines. Analyst expects record gas prices. Ontario Party leaders to make announcement on housing education. April jobless rate drops to another new low as economy adds 15K jobs. Matthews and Marner prime for a tougher matchup as Leafs head south. The average cost of a liter gas in the Greater Toronto Area will set a new record today, and at least one industry analyst is warning that it is going to get a lot more painful for drivers over the coming weeks. Gas is currently priced at an average of 190.9% a liter at most GTA gas stations, which equals the previous all-time high reached back on March 10th. Big T president of Canadians for Affordable Energy, in an interview said he is expecting prices to rise by about a nickel on Friday to 195.9 cents per liter. This would be a record for all of southern Ontario. A decision by the European Union to ban the purchase of Russian oil by the end of the year is likely to push costs higher, as well as the eventual lifting of COVID-19 lockdowns in China, which have suppressed demand. He said that an ongoing diesel shortage in the US Northeast is also perhaps the most worrisome than right now, as it could some refineries could think twice about producing gasolines so that they could concentrate on diesel production. Housing and education are expected to feature prominently on the third official day of Ontario's election campaign. NDP leader Andrea Horwath is set to discuss her party's housing platform in Burlington, Ontario this morning, before discussing Earth healthcare in Brampton, Ontario in the afternoon. Liberal leader Stephen De Luca will share details of this party's education platform in Kitchener, Ontario this morning. Progressive Conservative leader Doug Ford is due to make an unspecified announcement in Bowmanville, Ontario. Leaders of the three main political parties are set to start their days outside Toronto after launching their campaigns with a heavy focus on the province's largest city. All three have also set aside time to speak with Ontario's Big Mayor's Caucus. Statistic Canada says the jobless rate fell in April to record another low as employment was little changed for the month with a gain of 15,300 jobs. The employment came from and 5.2% for April compared with the previous record low of 5.3% set in March. The drop is the rate came as a number of jobs in professional, scientific, and technical services rose by 15,000 in April at the public administration category gained 17,000. The number of people working in retail trade fell by 22,000 in April, and those working in construction dropped by 21,000. Statistics Canada says a number of signs point in an increasingly tight labor market in the recent months, including a drop in the number of part-time workers that would prefer full-time work. And on the sports news, Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner have been flying for the Maple Leafs to open the playoffs. As their first round matchup against the Lightning shifts south with the series tied with a score of 1-1, Toronto's best players and offensive catalyst are likely for the heavy dose of Tampa Bay shutdown line of Anthony Cirelli and Brendan Point and Alex Killorn. And on the weather news, today and the coming week are looking good with the daytime temperatures ranging from 14 to 29 degrees on Thursday. Nights will be cooler with single digits, but yes, the warm up is coming. As you may know, have been guessed, I'm going to speak about the cherry blossom. Yes, we're in our interesting fact of the week, we're going to talk about cherry blossom. Cherry blossom, also known as Japanese cherry or sakura, are the small, delicate pink flowers produced by the cherry blossom tree. The springtime bloom is a lavish spectacle but brief. After 2 weeks, they drop to the ground and wither, falling like snow with the ebb and flowing of the winds. Now for the few facts about the cherry blossom that you did not know. These pale blooms are a symbol of more than just spring, they stand of renewal and hope. Picnicking beneath cherry blossom trees is a Japanese tradition. Late night picnics known as yozakura are accompanied with paper lanterns hung on the cherry blossom trees. Cherry, cherry blossom made up the best selling fragrance, and the cherry blossom framing around Fuji is a common postcard view thanks to its lake surrounded location. And before I'm gonna wrap this up, to all mothers out here, wishing you a very happy Mother's Day, which is I'm shouting out to my mom. That's all I have for today. See you again next week, same day, same time. Now over to Aiden's gaming news.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I really love that message to your mom. Absolutely beautiful. And I have to say that I love the blossoming trees of sakuras. They are the most beautiful trees, in my honest opinion. Secondly, I would say second is willow trees, but my absolute favorite is sakura blossom because they only bloom at a certain time for like at least just only a week, and then it stops. It's a beautiful occurrence that happens every year. Every year. Thank you. Anyways, for your second gaming news, I actually have something that's pretty interesting. If you remember, all the way back to when we first started Use Connect, I remember telling you about the Video Game Hall of Fame. Which, guess what happened, guys? Recently, they got their brand new polls, and they have 4 new games to include. Recently, the Strong Museum has announced that the 1998 Nintendo 64 game has been included into the Hall of Fame alongside arcade classics Miss Pac-Man, the hugely addictive and competitive Dance Dance Revolution, and the influential turn-based strategy game Civilization. There's a pretty varied selection that covers a whole range of different games and different consoles. These 4 games beat the likes of Assassin's Creed, Resident Evil, Parappa the Rapper, and a handful of other popular titles. Many of these will get another shot at a spot next year. However, both the first Pac-Man and the original Legend of Zelda are already in the Hall of Fame, having earned their spots in 2015 2016 respectively. But these later entries in the series are equally as revolutionary. I gotta say, guys, congrats to all this year's inductees, people of the video game genre. I think that the 4 games make an excellent addition to the great Video Game Hall of Fame, and I have to say, it is one of my favorite Legend of Zelda games. If you guys want to check out the Video Game Hall of Fame, please do. It's really cool. Anyways, next up is Joshua. Joshua has with us a good story news and, of course, your very favorite animal news.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Uconnect now for a good news story. eSight and We Are Young give legally blind senior his wish of a lifetime, the gift of sight. eSight, the leading vision enhancement platform, and We Are Young, a nonprofit volunteer organization granting wishes to seniors, gifted 78-year-old legally blind Eric McDonald with the gift of sight to see his favorite team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, play in person at Scotiabank Arena. With the eSight 4 mobile medical eyewear, McDonald's vision can be enhanced to see more clearly his moments in life, near and far. McDonald, a father of 4 from Halifax, lives with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or COPD and suffers from diminished vision, forcing him to follow along his favorite team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, on the radio. A devout fan, McDonald is able to recount scores and plays from decades worth of games. The organization We Are Young heard about his situation and partnered with eSight to give him an eSight 4 device, allowing him to experience the game atmosphere. eSight has been planning Eric's gift for 2 years, and it's exciting to finally see his dream come true. The eSight 4 is the most advanced all-in-one wearable device for people with central vision loss, utilized by people of all ages. It houses a high-speed, high-definition camera that captures everything the wearer is looking at. Founded in 2015, Katie Mahoney and co-founder Kara Chisholm created the We Are Young organization to help seniors in Nova Scotia who had previously put their dreams on the back burner. By granting wishes, they strive to raise social awareness around the inequalities seniors face and to strengthen the intergenerational connections within their communities. Congratulations, Eric, on your new adventure. Now for another good news story. Hero bartender stops serving drinks to serve mother and daughter being swept away into ocean. A South African bartender is being hailed as a hero for his quick thinking when he saw a family being swept out to sea. Brass Bell restaurant employee Tangai Matandirotia did not calculate the risk before he jumped in to rescue a mom and daughter who were swept into the Atlantic Ocean at Cape Town. The incident unfolded at the fishing village of Chalk Bay, where people were enjoying themselves near the ocean when a massive wave appeared to people into the water. 2 of the people being Stowed away were 37-year-old Clara Gardner and her 8-year-old Arya. And Gardner quickly wrapped her arms around her young daughter because she knew that they were being dragged into the ocean. The heroic bartender immediately dropped the drink he was pouring and took off his belt and plunged into the water along with another good Samaritan and were successful in rescuing Gardner and Arya, who were pulled apart by the waves. Using his belt, he rescued Arya, who was struggling to stay afloat alone. He was congratulated by a Brass Bell restaurant on Facebook. They said, "We were proud of his heroism," and many comments were left by people reminding them to tip him well. "We are really proud. Tangai is rewarded handsomely for the bravery he displayed that day. It was due to his efforts that this mother and daughter are alive today." Now turning to animal interest news. Miracle dog survives 12 days trapped in badger holes. A miracle dog survived 12 days trapped down a badger set after her owner refused to give up hope and camped out in the woods, waiting for a safe return. 46-year-old Victoria Hogan was devastated when her border terrier Frida became trapped underground after darting down the hole during a walk. Victoria carried out an 8-day vigil by setting up a camp at Niggy Hills Country Park near Birmingham in England, in the slim hope she would emerge. She even attempted to coax her beloved pet out by cooking bacon and blowing the aroma down the hole using a leaf blower, but to no avail. Incredibly, 12 days later, the 6-year-old Pooch reemerged and was found by 3 students by a roadside. Frida was rushed to a veterinary hospital for urgent treatment for dehydration, malnutrition, pressure sores, cuts, and scrapes. She is now back at her home with owners Victoria, husband Brian, and their other terrier Bert after recovering from the dramatic ordeal. What an incredible story of survival. This is Joshua Show reporting for You Connect. That's it for me. Now I'll send it back to you, Aiden.
Thank you so much, Joshua. You know what? Guess what? Heroes come in all shapes and sizes, and no matter what job you are, if you see someone in danger, you're a hero if you go and you help them to the best of your ability. I am honestly very proud. A bartender, guys. You know what? He didn't need to save them, but guess what? He saw them in danger and he made sure that they were okay. And that's honestly a hero that should be honestly appreciated. Anyways, for our last gaming news, we have our board game of the week, similar to our video game of the week, but it's a board game. And today's board game of the week is called Radlands. What's this? Radlands, guys, is a competitive dueling card game about identifying fiercely powerful card synergies. You will act as the leader of your post-apocalyptic group of survivors in a tooth-and-nail fight to protect your 3 camps from a vicious rival tribe. If all of them are destroyed, you'll lose the game. The main resource in the game is water. You will use it to spend and play people and events, and to use the ability of cards you already have on the table. People protect your camps and provide useful abilities, while events are powerful effects that take time to pay off. It's a game about survival and fight for the fittest. And guess what? It's in an apocalyptic theme. I love board games with an apocalyptic theme because you know what? It makes me feel like I'm in another room. And I want to play a board game that makes me feel like I'm being transported to another dimension. And guess what you are? You're going to the world of post-apocalyptic. Ooh, I would be very terrified. Just imagine, guys, giant cockroaches. Oh, terrifying. But I really hope that you check out Radlands. You know what, guys? I gotta say, Radlands is pretty rad. Anyways, next up is Nibras, and Nibras has with us some entertainment and podcast news.
Not there.
And I'm back, guys. Hello, everybody. How are you guys today? My name is Nibras Khan, and I'm your host for the entertainment news. Let's get tuned in on the top story. And the top story is about It was tough, but Matea Roach did it again. The Canadian champ secured her 23rd win on Thursday by answering the final question in the category of the 20th century cinema. Roach has now won a total of, listen to this, $560,000 US, which is approximately $720,000 Canadian, which is amazing. Going into the final question, Roach's earnings total 13,000, with Sarah Snyder, a middle school teacher from Indiana, going strong with $22,000. TJ Lovejoy, a mortgage lender with Arizona, had a negative balance of minus $3,000. It did not play the final round. The final clue was a black and white newsreel in this film begins. In Xandu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree. I'll repeat it again. In Xandu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree. Roach guessed, what is Citizen Kane? Yes, that's correct. And was the only one to answer correctly. 23 games in, Roach has recorded 633 correct answers and 59 incorrect answers, putting her in the sixth place among Jeopardy champions for the number of correct answers. Number one, of course, is Ken Jennings. Jeopardy episodes are filmed months in advance. Roach has returned to the Maritimes, and on Thursday, she tweeted a photo of herself in front of a sign on Church's Supermarket in Marion Bridge, NS, Nova Scotia. There read, "This NS Super Champ making Jeopardy history," and she is making history. The store is owned by her great aunt and uncle and has signed and the sign has been updated regularly during her wins. During Thursday's just give me a minute. Yeah. During Thursday's show, and host Jennings asked Roach what her favorite place in Canada is, and she responded that it's in and around Cape Breton Highlands National Park. It's a national park. So my mom grew up about a 10-minute drive from the entrance of the national park. She said, my grandparents still live there, so I've been lucky enough to visit the beautiful, beautiful scenery there at least once a year, pretty much my whole life. Jennings replied, Canadians are swelling with pride right now that they hear you talk about the beautiful scenery of the Atlantic provinces. Roach is eligible to qualify for the show's Tournament of Champions, facing off against the most successful players in Jeopardy, including 38-game champ Matt and 40-game winner Amy Schneider. That's big news. She's a Canadian and we're all proud of her. It's just big news, right? It's the 23rd win, and yeah, and let's see how far she's gonna go. It's just amazing. Now to my second story. Now, before I go to my second story, I'd like to give you the fact of the day. And today's fact of the day is, drum roll please. Okay, so now this is a story time fact. Okay, did you guys know that I never lose anything? And that's true. I've never lost any of my stuff or any of the stuff in my wallet, and I've never even lost my wallet except for one time. So what happened was that I usually keep my cards in a very slim wallet and never keep cash. So that day I was wearing a traditional kurta. So I have a kurta right here. So this is a kurta. It's just a straight, it goes to your knees and it's just a traditional wear. It has two pockets on the side. So what happened is I went somewhere outside, so I didn't need my wallet. From my pants, I took off my wallet and put on my kurta, right? I forgot I had the wallet there, and then the next day when I wanted my wallet, it was in there. I searched my kurta, it was in there. I searched the whole house, my whole room, it was in there. And this never happens to me. I never lose anything. Everything is in my pocket, and it doesn't go. It doesn't have legs. It doesn't crawl off and go somewhere, right? So and 3 months go by, and then I find my wallet. So what happened was, this is a white kurta. I was wearing this that day. So what happened was, my brother has the same kurta. His was, we have same closets, and one is in the left, one is in the right. His kurta was actually on my side, right? And I thought that was this kurta, and it was also white. So this one, I don't know what happened was, it was in his site, and 3 months went by, and he said, "Hey, I'm a little busy. Can you just organize this stuff?" I said, "Sure." I went into his site, and there it was, and he didn't even know that. And when I checked, I found my wallet. It's just amazing, and it is creepy that it was there for 3 months, and then after that, I even became more confident that I never lose things. I didn't lose that, but it did get lost for a few months, but I got it back. And yeah, but it was useless because I replaced my card. Right. I hope you like this fact. If you like a story time fact like this, comment down below. I really love this fact because it's very interesting. And now to my second story. So my second story is a podcast. So the podcast name is the Personal Finance Podcast. Okay, so this is an ideal podcast for young adults who wish to get better at managing their money. Yes, the podcast host, Andrew, takes his listeners through engaging financial topics and provides helpful tips to show how to make passive income, multiply your current income, and pursue your passion. If you walk through this personal finance journey with him, you won't regret it. So I do like this podcast. Okay, so what happens is everyone has their own learning way, own learning curve, and some people like straight way, some people like the curve way, a different way. I like the different way. So I like to listen to this time to time, just and it helps you so much with your financial. As you all know, we're growing up. We need to take care about our financial properties, money, and etc. income. So it teaches you how to multiply your current income, how to make passive income, and how to pursue your passion. And I love this podcast. If you want to watch it, the name of the podcast is the Personal Finance Podcast. I hope you like this podcast. I really recommend it. And that's all for me. As always, it's Nibras Khan from Youth Connect. I'll see you all next week. Thank you. Take care. Back to Aiden. Back to Aiden. Thank you very much. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much, Nibras. I really am glad that you were able to find your wallet. I know that's an important item, and sometimes you lose things and they just disappear forever. But thank goodness your wallet didn't fully disappear, and thank goodness you found it. Anyways, though, we got to do, in my personal opinion, the cherry on top, the end of the Youth Connect. We always have to do Jeffrey with his live music.
Hi everybody, how y'all doing out there? Another day to rock out. This is a song that me and Aiden and I worked on called "Through the Darkness." No matter how dark today is, tomorrow will capture the light. If not for a minute, an hour or a day, let it be another second to become bright. Turn off your sorrow, don't swallow your anger. No matter who you are or how dark your past is today, say no. Just remember to let it go. Tomorrow will capture the night. Release the pain, say no. Turn off your sorrow, just let it go. Tomorrow will capture the light. It's time to stand up again. Hold on to my hand. You fall together through the pain, like droplets of bright colored rain. All it takes is a little flash of hope and dash of happiness, a glimpse of highlight to break the darkness, to brighten our mood and make things right. We need to work together, hold and not squeeze so tight. not this song, no matter where you are. It's just you and me and everyone else. Turn off your sorrow, don't swallow your anger, no matter where you are or how dark. Today say no, just remember to let it go. It's time to stand up again. Hold on to my hand and hold on to my hand and we fought together through the pain. Like droplets of breaking rain. All it takes a little flash hope and a dash of happiness, a glimpse of highlight to break the darkness. Spread the moon and make things right. We need to work together, holding on to so tight. No matter where you are, it's just you and me and everyone else. Turn off your sorrow, don't swallow your anger. No matter where you are or how dark. Today say no, just remember to let it go. Tomorrow we'll capture the light. It's time to stand up again. Hold on to my hand and we fall together through the pain. Droplets of bright-colored rain. No matter how you are, it's just you and me and everyone else. Thank you, everyone. This is Jeffrey from Youth Connect. See you all next week. It's back to you, Aiden.
My goodness. Every single time, my words, Jeffrey, and your music, it's just a match made in heaven. And honestly, a great musicality. Absolutely love it. And this actually reaches the end of our Youth Connect. If you like Youth Connect, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Other than that, guys, we will see you all. And everyone, I just want to say, actually, before we go, I just want to say, I hope you enjoyed Youth Connect, and I want to thank my co-hosts. So thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Nibras. And thank you, Jeffrey. And on behalf of all of us, enjoy your day. You spread your heart, make it big, be kind, and we will see you all next week. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Thanks
Bye.
thanks for watching.